Welcome to Train of African Folktales, where true life stories meet timeless African wisdom. Here, every tale is a journey filled with morals, mystery, and the heartbeat of our heritage. Sit back, listen closely, and let the story carry you. Long ago, there was a beautiful lady named Sophia. She was 32 years old and had the kind of heart that could melt even the hardest stone. Sophia was not just beautiful on the outside, she was kind, gentle, giving, and always thinking of others. She worked as an accountant in a company not too far from her house. She didn't come from a rich family, but she had worked so hard over the years to build something for herself. Now, let me tell you about the man she loved. His name was Michael. Michael and Sophia had known each other since they were both in high school. They were just teenagers when they first started dating, young, full of dreams, and believing that love was all they needed to conquer the world. After high school, they went on to the university. Michael studied law, while Sophia studied accounting. They made promises to each other, promises of marriage, success, and growing old together. After university, things began to change. Sophia got a job quickly. She started earning money, paying her bills, and building her life. Michael, on the other hand, couldn't find a job. Day after day, week after week, month after month, no job. Sophia felt bad for him. She told herself, "This is the man I love. We've been through so much together. I can't leave him now." So she did what she believed any loving woman would do, she let him move into her house. At first, she thought it would just be for a little while. He'll find something soon, she told herself. But time passed. 1 month turned into 6, 6 into 12, and then 2 years. Michael was still not working. Instead, he stayed at home all day, watching TV, eating food Sophia bought, wearing clothes Sophia paid for, and doing absolutely nothing to help around the house. She was the one paying rent. She was the one buying food. She was the one washing the dishes, doing the laundry, and sweeping the floors, even after coming home tired from work. Sophia tried to talk to him. One evening, after a very stressful day, she said, "Michael, I'm tired. I need your help in the house." He looked her straight in the eyes and said, "I'm a man. My tradition does not allow me to do house chores while a woman is in the house." Sophia didn't know whether to cry or laugh. But she loved him so much, so she kept quiet and let it go. She believed things would change. She believed he would one day stand up and start acting like the man she used to dream about. Even though Michael didn't have a job, he stopped trying to get one. Every time Sophia asked him about it, he gave one excuse or the other. "The country is hard. There are no jobs. I need to rest my mind." So Sophia came up with a plan. She thought, maybe if he starts his own business, he'll feel better and become more responsible. So she took a loan, a big one. She used up all her savings. Then she gave the money to Michael and said, "I want you to start a small store. At least this will keep you busy while we wait for bigger things." Michael nodded. He said thank you. He smiled. But 2 months later, he was still at home doing nothing. When Sophia asked him about the store, he said the money was too small to start anything. She felt like her heart dropped to the floor. She didn't say anything that day, but deep inside, she knew he had spent the money on something else. What it was, she didn't know. But guess what? At the same time all this was happening, Sophia's mother back home was very sick. Her family was calling and sending messages. They said Mama needed surgery. They said it was serious. But Sophia was already in debt. She had just taken a big loan for Michael. She didn't even have transport money, let alone money for hospital bills. So she told herself, let me just do this one last thing for Michael. After that, I'll take care of everything else. She took another loan. A bigger one this time. She didn't give the money to Michael. Instead, she used it to rent a shop, fill it with goods, and decorate it. She planned to surprise Michael on his birthday. He'll be so happy, she told herself. When she took him to the shop and gave him the keys, he smiled and hugged her. For a moment, she thought she saw a spark of the old Michael, the one she fell in love with back in school. But back home, things were getting worse. Her mother's condition had gone from bad to critical. The family needed money urgently. Sophia begged her friends, borrowed from colleagues, did everything she could to gather the money. But by the time she sent it, it was too late. Her mother died. She cried and cried. Not just because she lost her mother, but because she knew deep down that maybe, just maybe, if she hadn't given Michael all that money, if she had acted sooner. But what could she do? 2 years passed. Michael's store grew. He added more goods, painted the shop again, and even bought a signboard. But despite all this, he never gave Sophia anything, not even one bag of rice. She was still the one cooking, feeding him, paying for the house, washing his clothes. Later she found out Michael was seeing another woman. At first, she pretended not to notice. All men cheat, she whispered to herself. At least he's still with me. I'm the main woman. She didn't want trouble. She didn't want to lose him. After all, she had invested almost 12 years of her life into this relationship. She even told herself, once we get married, he'll change. He'll become more serious. But he never proposed. He never talked about marriage. Every time she brought it up, he either changed the topic or walked out of the room. Then one day, he said something that broke her completely. He told her he didn't have money for dowry or wedding. That day, Sophia sat alone in her room and cried silently. But the next day, she wiped her tears, went to the bank, and took yet another loan. She added her own savings, and gave him the money, this time, for the dowry and wedding. But weeks passed. Then months. Still, nothing. He always had one excuse or the other. And now, Sophia doesn't know what to do. She's tired. Confused. Broken. She's given him everything, her money, her heart, her time, her dreams. She lost her mother trying to keep him happy. She's 32 now, and she's scared that no one else will want her if she leaves him. She cries almost every night, alone in her room. She doesn't tell her friends. She smiles during the day, but deep down, she's falling apart. And yet, she still hopes. She still believes that maybe, just maybe, Michael will change. Years passed. After everything Sophia went through, she tried to keep her heart calm and her mind strong. But it wasn't easy. Every morning, she still woke up hoping Michael would one day wake up too and remember the woman who gave him everything. Then one afternoon, out of nowhere, Michael called her to the living room. Sophia, he said, I've rented an apartment. I'll be moving there next week. Sophia's heart jumped. Her eyes filled with tears, but this time, they were happy tears. She thought, finally, things are changing. Maybe this is it. Maybe now he's ready. She rushed to cook him something special that evening. She even bought new curtains and imagined visiting his place every weekend, talking about wedding plans again, sharing laughter like old times. But the moment Michael moved to his new place, everything changed. He stopped calling as often. When Sophia texted, he sometimes didn't reply. When she visited, he said he was busy. One time, he even told her not to come without calling. It was as if she had become a stranger. Then one day, Sophia found out the truth. Michael was following another woman. A beautiful lady. Her name was Sarah. She was young, fashionable, and full of energy. Sophia's heart broke again. This was the same Michael she had loved since she was a teenager. The same Michael she gave all her savings to. The same Michael who slept under her roof, ate her food, and wore clothes she bought for him. The same man who watched as her mother died while she was busy trying to make him a better man. She couldn't sleep that night. She cried into her pillow. Her friends heard what happened. They came over to her house, hugged her, and tried to comfort her. One of them said, "Sophia, you did your best. Some people will never see the gold in front of them." Another said, "Your story is not over. You'll shine again." Sophia didn't know if she believed them. But their words gave her a little strength. Weeks passed. Then months. And then, the news came. Michael had married Sarah. Sophia looked at the screen and felt numb. Her chest ached, but she didn't cry this time. She just stared, quietly, and whispered to herself, "It is well." Time moved on. 1 year later, Sophia went to ShopRite. She only wanted to buy a few things. Nothing special. But as she was standing beside the fridge section, looking at a pack of juice, she felt someone staring at her. She turned. And there he was. A tall, well-dressed young man. Neatly shaved. Handsome. With kind eyes. His name was Jide. He smiled gently and said, "Excuse me. I just have to say this, you're very beautiful." Sophia blushed. She hadn't heard those words in so long. They spoke for a few minutes. Nothing deep. Just small talk. But before she left, they exchanged phone numbers. A few days later, he texted her. Then he called. Then he invited her to dinner. And slowly, very slowly, something began to grow. Sophia was careful. She didn't want to fall too fast. Her heart had scars. But Jide was patient. He listened. He respected her space. He treated her like a queen. One night, they were sitting by the beach, watching the waves. Jide looked at her and said, "You've been through a lot. But I see strength in you, Sophia. You are gold." And right there, something inside her heart began to heal. Months passed, and their love deepened. Then came Sophia's birthday. Her friends gathered at her house to surprise her. There was cake, laughter, dancing, and then Jide walked in. He was holding a small box. He stood in front of her, opened the box, and there was a beautiful diamond ring inside. "Sophia," he said, "will you marry me?" Sophia's hands covered her mouth. Her eyes filled with tears. She looked around at her friends, at the love in Jide's eyes, and whispered, "Yes." They hugged. Everyone clapped. And just like that, Sophia's story took a brand new turn. The wedding was something else. The whole city heard about it. Social media buzzed. There were big men, celebrities, business owners, people Sophia had only seen on TV. She kept asking herself, what's happening? Who are these people? Then she found out. Jide wasn't just any man. He was the CEO of a big company. A wealthy, respected man. But he had kept it a secret because he wanted to be loved for who he was, not for what he had. Michael saw the wedding pictures online. He stared at the screen for hours. His mouth dropped when he saw that the man Sophia married was none other than his boss. Yes. The same Jide. The owner and CEO of the company where Michael had recently started working. A few weeks later, Sophia came to visit her husband at the office. She was walking through the hallway when she saw Michael standing near the front desk. Their eyes met. Michael tried to speak. But Sophia walked past him, calm and quiet, and entered Jide's office. Later that evening, Michael knocked gently on the door. He came in slowly. His voice was shaky. "Sophia, please forgive me. I know I hurt you. It wasn't me, it was the devil. Please, don't let Jide sack me. I need this job, please forgive me." Sophia just stared at him. Her heart didn't feel the same pain anymore. Because she had healed. Just then, Jide walked in. He smiled and stood beside his wife. He looked at Michael and said, "This was all meant to happen. So I could find her." Then he turned to Sophia and wrapped his arm around her. "My love, please forgive him." Sophia blinked, her eyes moist with tears. She looked at Michael and said, "I forgive you." That night, Jide held her hand and said, "I want to take you somewhere." They got into the car and drove for a long while. Finally, they arrived at a quiet place. A cemetery. Sophia led the way to one corner where a small white gravestone stood. It was her mother's resting place. Jide knelt down, holding a bouquet of beautiful flowers. Sophia knelt beside him. They prayed together. Then Sophia whispered to the grave, "Mama, I'm sorry. I should have listened to you. Please forgive me." She broke down and cried like a child. Jide pulled her close and hugged her tightly. He wiped her tears and said, "She's proud of you. Because you made it through." And right there, in that peaceful silence, Sophia felt something lift off her heart. She was free. Free from the pain. Free from the past. And ready to start a brand new chapter. If you enjoy these stories, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more, and leave a comment to tell us what you learned from Sophia's story. Thank you for watching.